Good morning. Thank you for being here, and thank you for allowing us to give a few more minutes to allow people to get here. My name is Rob Woodle. I am the MLS President-elect, and we are pleased and excited to show you what our new MLS system is going to look like. The system we believe will serve and deliver to you and your agents better and allow them to service their clients quicker and more efficiently. So you may have a question of how we got here. Well, for the past 10 years, we've been partnered with, our MLS partner with Solid Earth and the Listed system. And about 2 years ago, we found out that they were sunsetting what we effectively know as Listed, which allowed us to start taking a look around. Now, Charleston MLS has always been cutting edge thanks to the leadership before, and then looking around, we found some different things that we were pretty wild with. So, having said that, our partnership with Solid Earth is going to be ending, and as you can imagine, there was a little bit of uncertainty and a little bit of the unknown, but it also gave us an opportunity to look to the future and realizing that CTMLS recognized that change is going to happen, and anything in technology, it is evolving pretty quickly. It's inevitable. And as someone in one of the meetings said, you know, the writing's been on the wall for a while for us. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So change is coming. Our membership's favorite word is change, as you know. Insert laughter there. Okay, nothing, really? I always have the saying, as being a manager, I say, real estate agents love two things, change and the same old thing. Well, change is a-coming. And how we came up with this change is we partnered with Clarity Consultant, more of an MLS, I would call them a think tank and a research consultants, and put out RFPs, requests for proposals, and distribute them all over the United States. Now, with the direction with Clarity, we also got about 30 professionals in a Tri-County area, and we started reviewing. And these 30 professionals represented every aspect of our industry. We started looking at the formal proposals. This was a voluntary group, and quite frankly, since the beginning of 2013, we started reviewing websites. We started reviewing data. We started reviewing software. And in December of 2013 of last year, we had 3 finalists. And we selected, after a full day of presentations and demonstrations, along with countless hours of our own time going and reviewing MLS searches and having some good discussions. And we chose FBS to be our next MLS system for Charleston Trident Multiple Listing Service. Matt Epstein is here with us from FBS and is here to give you the highlights of the system and to show you just some of the tools and functions we don't have now. And as someone said earlier, I want to walk away wowed. Well, I think we have that product for you. And currently we have access, we have a good system. I'm not knocking what we have, but we can always be better. And make no mistake, this is change, but this change is an upgrade in every sense of the word. So please keep in mind that Matt is here only to give the overview of the system. More specifics will be worked out as we go through the upgrade process this summer. Some of you may be wondering, well, why am I here if it hasn't been completely worked out? And that's not what we're saying. One thing that we've learned is that we want to make sure that we are communicating to you. Communication, communication, communication. And how often sometimes it gets lost, and that's why we're here, and that's why we're having meetings. We have a timeline that we will be going through. We've established a website, yourmlsupgrades.com, which is live right now. which we will be putting, when we do an update, every time you'll have a new information to share with you. It's your one-stop resource, and like I said, it's live right now. The first Thursday of every month, you will receive an email highlighting the processes, the process we've made through key features through FlexMLS to offer you. Later this summer, we will also start including how-to information to prepare agents to work in the new system. We've also planned multiple training sessions in September before we schedule transition to FlexMLS in October 1. One of the best parts of this is that bringing this new system with plenty of new enhancement and features is there's no dues increase. So I know a lot of you are excited about that. Before I bring Matt to the stage, I know many of you will have questions about the systems and about the upgrade process. We have staff here, we have leadership here, and we're here to answer your questions. If for some reason you have to get up and leave and you don't get your question answered, there's a pad of paper on there. Write your question down with your contact information, and we will get back to you. And if for some reason we don't have the answer, we're going to get back to you. We get your name, we get your number, and if we don't get back to you, feel free to give me a call, or I would say Will, but no. How about Joseph? No. No, we want this to be as smooth as possible. And in anything, there could be bumps in the road, but we have to be mindful of that. And let me say this. We are the leaders. Would you agree? We're here. Our agents are going to look to us. They're going to look to us to how we react to this, and it's change. We have to be prepared. We have to reassure them, and that, you know, unfortunately, the train has left the station. Listed is gone, and we feel we've made the best decision for our MLS and our association, and it's our ability to handle this change that will reassure the agents out there. So thank you for joining us today. I want to bring Matt Epstein to the stage with FBS.
Do you want to put, Rob, just in case you want me to do this part of the presentation?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, here's some important dates for you all to write down if you don't have them. September 2014, your training begins, and in October, your system upgrades complete. All right, so here we are. We're at FlexMLS. FlexMLS is the name of our MLS. We're called FBS. That's our company name, but we are the creators of FlexMLS. This is basically a quick lowdown of our interface, and what you can see is that it's mobile friendly, it's Mac compatible, it's any browser friendly, and the great news about FlexMLS, it has been for the last 11 years since the onset of the internet. We were the first and only MLS provider to always be cross-operating system, meaning Mac, PC, and cross-browser compliant from the onset. We've never had to do version changes to do that. And that's a really powerful piece to why FlexMLS is very innovative. Just so you, in case you're wondering who we are, well, first of all, we're from Fargo. Luckily, I'm not from Fargo, but we're from Fargo. That's where the company's based. I'm out of Southern California. There's a few remote employees spread out throughout the United States. We've been in the MLS business for over 30 years. That is a huge difference between us and many other vendors. Again, the other piece about FlexMLS and FBS is that we have a 100% retention rate. We have over 125 MLS customers, and not one of them has ever left us. And so what we do is that we try to empower our employees to make decisions. And why we can do that is that we're 100% employee owned, which is another big difference between us and other MLS vendors. Every one of us at FBS is an employee owner. And so when you call into our support staff, you're talking to an owner. We have people that have been in our support for 17 years. And so it's a real fun company to work with. It's because of the fact that we take ownership in what we do, similar to what you do. So we're in alignment with the realtors out there. They're basically owners of their own business. For your knowledge, I am their lead sales guy. I was also a real estate practitioner. I'm a realtor as well, actually in Southern California. I no longer am practicing, obviously, but I present FlexMLS throughout the United States. Some key pieces, real quick, is FlexMLS works entirely on iPad, so you can do your ad edit. You can take photos with your iPad for your listings. You can use your iPads entirely. You can even use tablets and your Google Droid devices. There's many different flavors of Android operating systems, so we'd have to be more specific on which ones you're using to say which ones we're supporting. But you can use as many as you want. It's just that we can only support a certain amount of devices, and it's kind of technical in that sense, but they have many different operating systems. But again, FlexMLS on the iPad, fully compatible, easy photo swiping, one finger scrolling, add and edit your documents, upload your photos, add your listings. We also have a mobile interface. So for those that are using phones and have agents that are using phones, we want to allow for them to conduct their business and not be set out saying, I'm using my phone, I'm out on an appointment, and I can't find my contact. Everything is there for you. You can do new searches, do all your new searches. You can use your new nearby listings, GPS location tool built into our mobile platform for you to just to say, I'm in and around this neighborhood, show me all the listings that are available. You can actually look and see all of your contacts. You can be at an open house and add a contact. When you do that, all of that flows back to the agent's office computer or their home computer. There's not this dual entry of contacts. So again, mobile completely interfaces with the FlexMLS web product as well. You can look at your hot sheets. You can look at all of your inventory, look at broker caravans or tours of homes, open houses. They can maintain all their listing carts and save searches. And this is just a PowerPoint for now, you guys. I'll show you probably in a live system in a sec. If you're wanting me to, they're like, I can see faces like, you're not moving the screen. All right, that's okay. It's PowerPoint. The other piece that we're also delivering and we're in process is the mobile interface is a web application, meaning you go to a URL, a website, m.flexmls.com to access the mobile site. What we decided to do, which came from our customers urging us to get into this space, was to develop a native app, an app that you actually can download to your Google Android or to your iPhone. And so with that, we're going to have a three-pronged approach. We're going to have a mobile, which is a web app, because not all of you go and like to download applications. We'll have that for you. We'll also have the native app, which downloads an app and allows more responsiveness with your operating system that you're using. And really, the difference being is that with apps, they allow for real-time notifications. For your agents, meaning if they have a contact that likes something in their portal and they hit like, using an app will allow them to get that notification in real time and respond and be responsive. And so that's the reason why we got into this app approach. It also allows them to be more cognizant of their listings and managing their inventory and things of that nature. So again, the app is for iOS and Android. You can do all those same things like plot listings on your map, look at different views of the listings. Again, real-time notifications is a key point to our mobile application. So we're going to go over FlexMLS, and it's tough to give you takeaways if that's what you came here to see is why us? Why did we choose Flex? Again, you're not going to be the first listed customer to convert over to FlexMLS. We'll actually have 2 other accounts just went live with us before you all. You're going to be our 3rd, and then there's 2 others after you. So again, sunsetting was I think what Rob used. We're converting listed accounts quite a bit, and you're not the first. This is one of the reasons why they selected us. A lot of customization options for your agents. They can customize their menus, they can customize their dashboards and gadgets, and really become more knowledgeable of how the inventory is, how the market's doing, all from our homepage. And so this is a quick preview of our homepage, and you can see it's kind of far out for you all sitting in the back, but really you can do statistics trends, you can look at inventory, contacts, gadgets, see all the different things that is important to each and every agent. We also have a quick launch bar, and this is a really important piece for some of the new accounts, like Louisville, for example, was having this Google-style native language search capability. So you can type in any search, like some simple queries, like 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 200K, and it's going to know that you're looking for 3+ bedrooms, 3+ baths, and 200,000 up. Just typing in like a native language search. It also remembers your last recent searches, so you don't even have to save anything, or agents don't have to save anything in the MLS, and will remember their last searches for them. And it also allows them to type in something they know. So if their contact called them on the phone and their contact was named John Smith, all they would have to type in is John Smith in that Google launch, and it directs them directly to that contact. Why is that important? Well, training is huge because not everybody goes and trains. And so this simple, quick launch allows them to be more efficient in the system without getting tons of training. Our search capabilities are by far very robust. Your takeaways from this is that we do automatic counts on the fly. So as soon as you start searching on, let's say, like I use that example of 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, the result set will automatically change, and the realtor can be, the practitioner can be automatically in the know of how many results they're bringing back. So as soon as they change the criteria, they'll see how many counts they have of results. They don't have to do any clicking to get to that information. They can also search on any field that they want to in the MLS very easily. They can create as many custom search templates as they need very easily. They can do a map-centric search if people love maps. You can do it searching by map, by area, subdivision, anything of that nature. Again, quick search allows for the user to have as many templates as they need. And on what you're seeing here on the right is just kind of a quick snapshot of what it would look like. Let's talk about photos. I think this is a huge piece to why FlexMLS is innovative, is that we're the first vendor in the United States to offer our clients the ability to upload all their photos at once to their listings. Doesn't matter the photo size. It can be up to a 15 megabyte photo size, and that's huge, and a 3,000 by 2,000 screen resolution. So if you have a Retina display Mac or iPad, you don't have to worry about resizing and compressing your photos to bring that to FlexMLS. Now, why is that important? Well, number one is that your agents spend a lot of time resizing photos and compressing photos just to upload their photos to the MLS. That's number one. But number two, think about what your consumers are using and seeing. I mean, that is really the power of photos. And photos is what drives people to open houses and to buy homes. And people are going to the internet. Well, we give you that capability to upload all your photos at once. And more importantly, if the photo tool, we don't actually require or restrict how many photos could be on a listing. So that's really an MLS setting. So we can have an unlimited amount of photos per listing if we want. We can manage videos, YouTube videos if your MLS allows, and also virtual tours, branded and unbranded tours, and things of that nature. Our mapping is by far very robust, and you're going to be able to see the ability to draw multiple shapes. You can edit your shapes. You can save shapes. You can draw multiple polygons, overlap your polygons, create donut-style polygons. You can do polygons over aerial imagery. You can even drill down to the parcel level and see parcel outlines and click on a parcel and go directly to the public records information from a parcel. So again, we're trying to encompass everything, trying to give your agents more tools to make them more proficient. In the mapping, there's also color legends, so that if they wanted to do thematic mapping and see price ranges by a certain area and present that to clients, they can do that all from our maps. Again, I'm showing you color legends on a map and allowing you to change the different themes of the map. We also have quick statistics from any search results, allowing them to see comparing one listing over their entire result set, and they can see different metrics of this quick search statistics to give them what they want to know. Maybe they want to know what percentage of how's this listing look compared to the result sets in terms of price or days on market analysis, or list price to sales price. Those types of things can all come from our Compare tab. And then we also have full-blown statistics for them to use and export that data out of the system. So again, they can do statistics on, maybe they want to see price change statistics on a specific area. This is kind of showing you an example of that. They can customize our statistics based on location, based on dates they need, and they can analyze their own production reports as well. So this is an example of just analyzing my own production. So seeing my production in comparison to my office, in comparison to the MLS as a whole. This is all part of our native statistical package that your agents will be able to use. They can see the different graphs and see their year-over-year trends. So we talked about this is all from an agent perspective. But the next piece is, well, what does your clients get, or what do the clients get from from FlexMLS? Well, they get interaction. And so what we send out to clients is an interactive email. Basically, the result sets that the displays that we give is very interactive. They're not static-friendly reports. Allows the consumer to see those high-resolution photos. Allows them to see where their home plots on the map that you just sent them. They can see the compare tab if the agent allows for that. So we send out interactive emails in a dynamic link. So it means that if the status changes, the consumer's in the know. It won't be behind in any terms. It's completely branded to you, the broker, and to the agent. So when they send out emails, it's branded to the agent. They can choose the information their client wants to see, and it works in conjunction with our client portal. And the client portal is something that you're probably not familiar with yet in terms of from a FlexMLS standpoint, but what we do for every agent is we allow for their consumers to go to a certain place every time to look at properties. And they can do that through this, what's called client portal and interactive emails. So the client portals really are a communication piece between your agents and their clients, and allows your clients to go to one focal point, like imagine like a hub and spoke concept. So they go to this hub and are able to see all the different things that is important to them. Maybe your agent did a CMA for them. They can send it to the client portal. Maybe your agent created a search for them. They can go see that at the client portal. Maybe they've sent emails back and forth. They can see all that data in the client portal. So it's the hub of their interaction. That's in other terms, it's called client collaboration. And so that's what we've created for them. The interface is the exact same interface that the client gets via email. It's the same interface that you use as an agent or a broker. It's no difference. The change is not, it's transparent. Finally, for all the listing agents out there, we wanted to provide this. A lot of the information was presented for like buyers searching and creating client portals. Sellers want to get information too. And what FlexMLS does for sellers is we've provided a listing activity report. And within this listing activity report, we give the listing agents the ability to give them more information about what's happening within the MLS and what's happening on the internet. And so what you're seeing in this activity report is the ability for you to give, or for the agent to give sellers where their listings are getting seen on FlexMLS. Are they getting seen on emails? Are they getting seen on portals? Are they getting seen on different IDX sites? And we track all of that information. If they've been seen on portals and clients have liked them or favored them or rejected their listing or didn't meet their search parameters, we track that information that you can give to your sellers. We also take and track actions people took on specific listings. Maybe the consumer wanted to see the property and contacted their agent, whoever their agent was, for a showing request or a contact me. We track all of that information. And in the final piece, we track comparables. So people that like certain listings might have liked a different listing as well. And that can all be seen on this listing activity report for sellers that listing agents are able to send to them on an automated basis. The final note, which is part of the last piece of the PowerPoint, is help. And we always get this when we get MLSs changing. And again, we have 125 MLSs now, and every one of them came from a different vendor at one point in time. So we have tremendous experience in that. But the unknown is, well, I've done something a certain way every single time and listed. And I understand that. So how do you get through FlexMLS? Well, in our FlexMLS, on any section in the MLS, we have a help piece, and it's context sensitive. So if you're on contacts and don't know what to do on contacts, you can hit help, and we'll present to you the exact content that's displayed on that page in a 5-minute help video. So from every piece in the MLS, there's a 5-minute help video on the major functions. So you'll never get stuck. You can pause it, you can fast forward it, you can play it. Help throughout. There's video tutorials throughout the entire MLS. There's online manuals. And we also do always, and you can see this, we always do webinars. So if you wanted to hop and have your agents hop on a webinar on prospecting, they're free, they can attend them, and we're giving them information to make them better. And it's always happening. All right, so now we're going to go, let's quit this here for a second and go into FlexMLS. Okay, so what you're seeing is I've logged into, I think this is, okay, we run Santa Barbara's MLS, Santa Barbara, California, which is a pretty different marketplace. It's coastal. higher end demographic. But what you're seeing here is the FlexMLS dashboard that's customized for me. I have it's very, very basic. It's a training login. But what I can do from my dashboard is I can move modules around. I can drag and drop modules around. I can even change layouts. If I don't like the layout of this dashboard, I wanted to make it more compact, more modularized, I can do that and change layouts. So we can change layouts to maybe a 3-column layout and make it more just little squares and move modules around accordingly to get more functions within my MLS. So I can have one dashboard for this. I can create an entirely new dashboard if I wanted by adding a new dashboard on market statistics. So it gives me the ability just with one click to add a dashboard called Market Stats. So now I've added this dashboard called Market Stats, and it's now creating different trends graphs on absorption rate, inventory, days on market, prices, sales to original list price ratios, and volume. I didn't have to do too much to have this happen, just with one click. Now, if I was a power user, you have some agents that really like to know their farm areas or certain specific areas. I can change these graphs to be by location if I want. So if I wanted to make inventory based on a specific area in Santa Barbara, like Montecito, it's where Oprah lives, we can do that. So now I've changed my location to Montecito, and now I'm seeing just the inventory for that specific area of Montecito. Not too hard, very easy to use. Again, agents can have as many dashboards as they want to be more in the know of this system. Going back to the FlexMLS homepage dashboard, I just clicked on the FlexMLS logo at the top. So I mentioned help before. Help is context sensitive. So if I don't know what dashboards are, you've completely missed it, I click on help. It presents to you the dashboards, tells me exactly what the dashboards are, why quick launch is there, how to use it, and goes through the different functions of the dashboard. And then at the bottom is a 5-minute video tutorial on dashboards. So again, context-sensitive help throughout the entire piece. For those that use hot sheets and you like to know transactional changes in a certain time frame, you can do hot sheets in the system. You can create a dashboard entirely based on hot sheets, based on different areas if you like. Do you guys use, I'm sure your agents use hot sheets to know their marketplace. You can do hot sheets back 45 days back. You can even do hot sheets, snapshots in time hot sheets. Like I want to see March 2013 compared to March 2014. So you can do those kinds of things. We talked about the quick launch, which is that Google-style search. It really allows the agent to type in something they know. So if they're looking for a street address on 5230 Kaye something or other, they can type in Kaye. If you notice, what you're seeing here is I typed in 5230, and it starts identifying the most recent transactions with an address that began with 5230. Very easy to use, quick launch. If I know the client that I'm looking for my client, his name is Josh E. I typed in his name, Josh Epstein, and basically what I brought up is that Josh Epstein in my system has a CMA attached to him. He's my contact, Josh Epstein, and I have 2 different CMAs attached to that contact. And I can do any of those things all at once. Maybe I want to leave my dashboard and do a multiple task. I want to have his contact record open and have my dashboard open. So I can do multiple things in the MLS or do multitasking. So really what that means is that your agent can have their listing input open, have contacts open, have a search open, and do everything at once. So again, what you're seeing is different components of the MLS. This quick launch is really a Google-style search. Across left to right is my menu items. I have an add and change. I can add pictures to incomplete listings, so that's helpful for agents that want to preload all of their data into the system before and then upload all their photos so everything's all nice and ready. Searches, we have many different methods of searching. Again, daily functions, we integrate with many different third-party vendors. My messages, broker tours, input forms, mapping can all be done from here. A full contacts management section, presentations where you can do a CMA and attach any external document and send it out to your clients via presentations. Came out from doing many different solid earth conversions. Reverse prospecting was really important in List It for some reason, in List It and being able to email all agents from reverse prospecting. That's available in our MLS. Again, full tax integration with CRS. statistics, a bunch of different ways to do different statistics, and then there's all these other functions as well. To do a quick search, there's many different templates to choose from. The MLS will create some default templates, but what you're going to see right off the bat is we do the counts on the fly. Remember, there's 816 results with just me going to a quick search template based on the active properties in Santa Barbara. One of the key things about FlexMLS is that we don't restrict the amount of results that you bring back. So if you wanted to bring back 3,000 listings, you can bring back 3,000 listings into our result set. So if you wanted to view these 3,000 listings, you can do that very fast. Look at the performance of the results. I just brought 3,000 listings back. We do an unlimited scroll. So you bring back the 3,000 results, and you can scroll through these 3,000 results. Just for grins, there's a $65 million property that just came up. I just kind of started laughing when I saw that. It has 0 bedrooms, by the way. But at any rate, so this is Santa Barbara, but the key is that you can do unlimited search results. It's not restrictive. We also don't paginate the listings, meaning there's not 50 to a page, and then you got to hit page over, go to the next 50 page. From an agent perspective, what we do is what's called infinite scroll, which basically means as they scroll, we start loading just load the different listings. So they never have to worry about paging over. They can do different sorting options. They can create different views. This is just one style of view. If they like a spreadsheet style of view, I can look at it from a spreadsheet perspective. Okay? What you're seeing here is being identified as different statuses that Santa Barbara uses. We can match and mirror your statuses today. Again, there's other little key components that people like increasing font size. Every agent works different, so they can increase font sizes to make their lives a little bit more easier in the system. If I want to look at this listing and look at a photo of the listing, I just click on the photo, and basically what we take you to is a split screen display. So you never lose your place in the MLS. Notice this photo has 20 list photos on it, and look at the performance of just going through the different photos. Now look how large these photos are. I can run a slideshow of these photos. I can go to the full screen of this photo, and I can even go back and look at actually the original size of the photo. So this size of this photo the agent uploaded was a 1280 by 954, so it wasn't even to our max capacity, but it takes the entire screen. The resolution is just a lot better in our system than I've seen. The questions I always get on this is, well, how will agents be affected in Charleston? Well, what we use is a content delivery network. And what that means to you guys from a technological perspective is that we cache these photos in the local marketplace, probably near and around here. So the photos that are being served to your computer are being served here, not from Fargo where our data center is. They're being cached here. And so that means when your agents are out in the field, they're not encumbered by slow networks. We're trying to maximize performance. To go to the next listing, I just select the next listing, and it loads on the right-hand side. So that's how our pictures work. Nice and big photos. You know, agents could even expand it out if they wanted to and make this a big photo and see the entire picture size. Again, we store 3 different sizes. Also notice too as well is that we don't have a naming convention that you have to abide by or your agents have to abide by. They can do their own naming conventions. When they drag and drop their files into FlexMLS's photo uploader, we take their naming convention right off of their computer. We also allow for 1,000 characters per photo. So they can do 1,000 character captions per photo. And this is how the photos work. Now, why is this important? Because the clients of your agents get to see this exact same interface. It's the same. When you email from our system to a client in our interactive email, when they open it up, this is the interface that's presented. It's public-friendly data, but it's the same interface. If I wanted to look at a detail report, and again, this is Santa Barbara's detail report, so I apologize because their report would look different. This is how it looks. I didn't lose my place. Their detail report looks entirely different than probably what you're used to. We mocked it up for them. But we haven't lost our place looking at this detail report. I can see the listing member. I see all the information and how it's set up for me. If I want to look at property history, I can do this. History, again, by clicking on the property history, I haven't lost my place. It's in the same frame, and I can see the different history. And you'll notice I'm seeing percentage changes, days on market analysis. I'm being able to see all the information very easily directly from here. Now, you guys use CRS as your tax provider, and what FlexMLS does really neat, unfortunately Santa Barbara uses a different tax provider, but it's the same integration. We bring CRS's report directly into the system. You're not going to have to go out to CRS to see the report. It's all going to be drilled in right alongside your MLS data, so you never have to worry about getting pinged out. One of the advantages for your agents is they don't have to worry about configuring their computer for pop-up blockers. So that's huge. And so they don't have to worry about the time spent on trying to configure their computer to work with our MLS. So we bring everything into the system and present it side by side to the MLS data. If you want to attach documents to listings, you can do that. Again, documents are all stored in our system, different storage capabilities there. Going through the mapping, if I wanted to see where these listings applied on the map, remember I brought back 3,000 listings. Some listings this agent took was in Idaho, so that's where I'm being able to see that listing in Idaho. But basically what I can do from here is I can zoom into this listing, I can click on the listing, notice the listing highlighted, it's starred. When I click on a specific listing, I can see all of its listing activity history, I can see everything. I can even do a radius search around that specific listing if I wanted to do a quick CMA. So let's say I wanted to do a quick CMA, I clicked on that listing and I wanted to do a 1-mile radius search around that listing. I'd select that radius and it would draw a circle around that listing. If I wanted to zoom in on that listing, it would zoom in from there too as well. I can also take a zoom tool and just kind of zoom in and be specific. And so this is how it looked. And I can zoom in and get really close and see the different parcel outlines. Now going back, if I wanted to remove the 3,000 listings, I can remove the 3,000 listings and I can zoom out even further. So this is just kind of showing you the zoom tools, showing you the different colors, different capabilities there. The other thing that your agents are going to do quite a bit is that they're going to draw multiple polygons and see things of that nature. And multiple polygon tools are very easy. You can the agent can do unlimited points. It really makes it nice and simple for them to draw a polygon that's very intricate and not lose their place. They can save polygons if they want. They can draw multiple polygons if they want. And they can also zoom in and see parcel layers. So the other thing that I wanted to show you on mapping that's important is that we integrate overlays from counties, so like FEMA flood maps, county-specific layers, and things of that nature. And so what you're seeing is basically the ability in this MLS to show neighborhood maponics, subdivision, zip code layers. They actually use a thing called MLS boundary layers, which is basically if I wanted to see what this boundary layer of the MLS is, I can see it all color-coded. So the area that I searched in was a specific area. If I wanted to look in area 10, I would just remove my polygon and look in area 10. So there's my area 10. The final thing I want to show you is using our Nosy Neighbor tool. And our Nosy Neighbor tool allows for your agents to be able to kind of zoom into a parcel. It doesn't matter if the listing's been listed before or not. And actually you click on this I button and bring up any information on a parcel that's near and around listed property. So again, these listings right here are currently listed, either sold, active, or pending. The parcel that's neighboring is not in my database. And I can click on this parcel and get the information. I can even see the dimensions and see that it was listed before, but quite a bit ago. And it gives me integration directly to CRS from here as well. So from any listing, I can go and see neighboring parcel information and get the public records data directly from our maps. Satellite imagery is available. We also allow for different things like bird's eye imagery, and we also integrate 2 different styles of mapping. So mapping platform, you can do a street view, so Google Map platform, and Bing. So if you do bird's eye. So we actually integrate both mapping platforms into our MLS. Now we talked about mapping quite extensively. We can do other things that some agents are going to find very friendly, which is being able to save overlays. Maybe they're working a specific area. That's something that they can do. But I wanted just to take you along to the Compare tab. Again, I have 3,241 results. I'm highlighted on a listing on Sandpoint, and I can see how this listing result set looks compared to my 3,000 matches. The other thing that we do, which is quite nice from an agent perspective, is that we break everything down into tabs. So the workflow is really easy. It's very spelled out. It's very usable. They don't have to be trained to learn how to use it. They just hit the different tab. It gives them exactly what they want to get to. So if I wanted to go back and look at the detail report of that listing, I click on the detail tab. I haven't really lost it. If I wanted to edit my search from here and just say, show me just the homes that are 4-bedroom or 5-bedroom plus and 5-bath plus, notice as I change my criteria, the listings change. So now I only have a certain amount of results sets brought back. And then I can go back to a list view and see how those listings changed. And there's 177 results now. Emailing from the system is quite easy. We send an interactive email, and those are things that agents can do in the system and set it up. Some of your agents use Outlook. They can push these emails directly to their Outlook. If they like to keep everything in Outlook, they can do that from our system. We also send out emails for them through our provider. Printing, the other thing to talk about with printing, which is very important, agents tend to print multiple documents all at once, and we want to be able to facilitate that. So if you wanted to print out that list view, the view that you currently had, and then you wanted to print out a detail report, and you want it to be a one-page report, or maybe you as a broker created a specific custom report for them to print out every time, you can have that set. They can print both public and private reports at the same pass. They can print out tax information directly from here, so they can go out and get that CRS data and print it out. They don't have to go to CRS and recreate their search. They can print that information out, and then they can do anything they want from here. They can email it, print it, move it to a PDF, etc. The key takeaway from our printing perspective is we print in a collated fashion, meaning that we print each listing with its associated documents, meaning public and private reports, maybe the realist tax report, and then we move to the next listing. So literally you can take your page printouts and hop in your car. So what I asked for was a list view, both public and private, on this listing. So there's 12-1781. There's 12-1781 again. Here's that realist tax report. There's the tax report on 12-1781. Then I go to the next listing. All right, I heard an awesome. Am I done? All right, so we'll keep on moving. CMA, completely CMA, customized package. You can do statistical reports. You can do, for appraisers, there's 104MC reports. There's export capabilities all right here above here, so you can export data, and you can even do custom exports. Let's switch gears for a second and just show you what clients see. So when I said we email from the system, when you email from the system, agents get notified when they're emailed, but this is what your clients get from our system. They get a preview of the listing that was sent via email, so this was back on the market, so they know what they're getting. They don't have to be like shocked that they're clicking on some hyperlink with no information on what I'm actually clicking. So we give them a preview of what's in the hyperlink. So we tell them it's back on market, here's the property. And then we say, here's a name recognition piece, a branding information of the agent that sent it, and then they can click a dynamic link to view the listing. This only has one listing in it, I think, so let's take a look. So there's my branding piece. It puts a pin, does the report, and then the client can look at photos of the listing, see captions of the listing, go through the 21 photos, look at it where it is on a map, and then it also, we integrate, they can like it, reject it, smiley face it. They can look at satellite imagery. They can do driving directions, a bunch of different tools for a client to use, all directly from an email. Final thing we talked about, if you remember the PowerPoint, we talked about interactive emails. We also talked about client portals, or a gateway or a hub of a place that you can send all your clients to get information out of. So what we created is basically our look and feel of our client portal, and then allows for clients to log into a portal and actually access information that the agent created for them. So I log into my portal, and it's completely branded to me, the agent. So there's my branding. It would show your broker information, email, website, etc. You can see there's a private, there's a search created for me. There's a comparable market analysis for me, and I also have responses back and forth from me and my client. We also have different carts that are set up. So what does this look like? So if the client runs a search, the search will run and bring back, here's the 38 listings that have showed up for my client to look at. They can preview the different photos. They can see the captions. They can look at a public-friendly report. They can go to the next listing. They can favorite. They can make possible or reject. And they can also make action. They can contact the agent. They can message the agent, create listing notes on the property, etc. All of this information your agents will be in the know of. They will all have this information in real time. The client can also look at all 38 listings on a map, just like we did. Here's that polygon my agent drew for me, and I can look at all the different listings. And I can select the different listings from here. So again, this is called the client portal or the collaboration tool, which allows me to look at searches, CMAs, and carts. So this is a CMA that my agent did for me through the system. And basically, it's just a cover page, the branding piece, a map of the different the comparables versus the subject property, a template on the subject property, a 3-up comparison with adjustments, so the agent made adjustments on the property and the client can see the adjustments, a price analysis, a price recommendation, and then a report with adjustments on it. So this is all from our portal. They can go back to home, they can print it, or view it. So again, Client Portal is a collaboration. It's a hub for your agents to give to their clients to respond and be more responsive. And then we talked about help. Well, we don't want to leave the clients out of help. We want to provide them the same amount of help that we provide agents. They have a full help section here that allows clients to get help on whatever they need. They tend to be a little bit more, they can adapt fairly easy, so those tend to get less help, but there's full help for you and for the client. With that, you guys, I think I'm pretty much done unless you have questions on statistics or want to ask specific questions.
I have several questions.
Okay.
Probably a certain percentage of the realtor population has been around for a while.
Okay.
Specifically, prospecting.
Uh-huh.
And I have a quite extensive, and I'm sure there are other agents that also do have an extensive population of prospects that they save.
Okay.
Can they be imported into the system? That's one question. And then my next question is there an IDX interface similar to the Gateway, which I know hundreds of agents have utilized
Sure.
on their website to
Sure.
save queries
Mm-hmm.
that are IDX compliant? This is a huge impact.
Cool.
People learn to sort of recreate or find
Sure.
another resource to replace all that web data
Okay.
and the prospects that are getting the updates, the
Mm-hmm.
automatic updates
I understand.
over a decade.
No, I appreciate the question. Thank you. Let me repeat it just in case. So the question was, what's going to happen with all my contacts that have been saved and listed, and maybe potentially even searches that have been attached to a contact? And also, then the second question was IDX. I have a website. I have an IDX frame. What happens there? Stress the first question. The first question is hopefully Listic can give us contacts, just contacts which we can then convert over and already be pre-populated. We also have an import tool. So if you want to export your contacts, you can import those in. So under contacts, that would just be, let's say Listic wasn't able to give us your contacts. You can go to advanced and import your contacts directly from, we map it all for you. There's a full mapping tool, so you can define exactly what you want to bring. So that's one way to do it. Hopefully Listic can give you your contacts. Now the searches is a different thing. Now, searches, the reason why searches are a different thing is that we don't know what we don't know. So really it's dependent upon if Listit will be willing to give us that data, and hopefully we can make a conversion to that. What's that? Yeah, I think that's a good thing. Joseph, do you have anything to add on that? Right. Yeah, so contacts we can get from Solid Earth. We've done it before. The save search is attached. That's going to take a little bit more trying to figure that out through Listit. It's not that we can't, it's just that. Yeah, I was going to get to that in a sec. So did that answer your question though? So I don't know the time frames, Joseph, like how long Listit will be up. Are we running in parallel? I don't know if we're going to have FlexMLS up prior to it being. So there will be a parallel period where you can actually see searches, and maybe most recent. Hopefully you can see like most qualified or people that are using the searches more often than not, and maybe you get those people inputted first. That might be a good solution. We've done, our recent conversion was a 6,000 member MLS in Columbus, and that's exactly what they did, and it actually worked out fairly well. You have to recreate the query because they weren't able to get it from their vendor. Let me show you that. So the question now is IDX compliant websites. Let me show you one of them. Let me see. Nope, let's see what is his website. Sorry, I'm trying to find one for you. Nope, I'm not finding him. Let's get to one. Yeah, so I think what you're asking is. Right. Yeah, it's basically, so your IDX search, let's say if you wanted to create a safe search and make it an IDX frame, a smart frame. You can do that. It's not available for every agent in this room, but you can get, we do have that, exactly. Exactly. And so basically what you're seeing is from a search, you can basically create a search, right, and save it, and create an IDX link. You see that? So that's where you do that. It's the same display. There's no difference in the brand. It's all branded for you and all that stuff, but the interface is exactly the same. Any other questions? Yep.
As an appraiser, I had two questions.
Okay.
First of all, I was wondering, will all of the old sold properties transfer over into the new system?
Yeah, so when we do a conversion, we bring your entire history. So all of the history that Listit has, as much history as we can get from Listit will convert.
And the second thing is we're required to provide a form called the 1004X, which is the market conditions form.
Correct.
And that populates for us if we want to use it. Will that still be here?
Yeah, so basically from any search results, let's say I have 6,400 results, and our 104MC report is based off of any search. Okay, so you've narrowed down your search, you've done whatever you've done, then you just click on CMA, and you click on Use All Results, let's say, and then you go to your statistical CMA package, which will show up in a second here. I'm using 6,000 results. So then I click on statistical CMA, I go to my next step, and then I click on Fannie Freddie, and I view it. And you're there.
Can I ask one quick question that just be related to that? The statistical searches, are we going to be able to do historical searches where we show what was listed during a period, let's say 2000 to 2012? To show listings that we're not able to do that right now.
Sure.
We get sold, but the listings during that period we're not able to do.
Yeah, so that's what I said about that snap sheet, and that's a hot sheet really, where you can do a snapshot in time, where you can see all the active listings in March of 2013 versus March of 2014. You can't do a full year, but you can do it for a specific month.
But if I wanted to do it for 2010, I can?
2010, what do you mean? Like the whole year?
I'm talking historical.
The whole.
If I have to go out and do an appraisal for someone that leased it for a death that happened in the family back in 2010.
Got it. So you could do, so basically you can customize a search to be back from 2010. So listing date from 2004 to 2024, you can do any of those days. So maybe you want, okay, well that's fine. So you can do 12 months back and 12 months back for solds, let's say. Yeah, so you could do that all from a My Market search. Okay. So this would be showing you the graph of basically all your data.
In effort to keep on time, we do have leadership around the room. If you have to leave, please write your question and your name and your contact information. But we want to keep it on time. We're a little bit over, and I appreciate you giving us a little lenience to getting started. Again, thank you so much for being here. We are here. There's leadership around the room. There's also some folks that served on the committee. Liberatus, I see you over there. Don't think you're ducking out too quick. So anyway, again, thank you so much. And if you have some questions, maybe you can come up here, or you can write them down and leave them in the basket. I don't see it. Somewhere over here. So thank you very much.